Hey guys, I'm SNwadiei. I'm Habasia. And I'm at my house in Galveston, Texas, saying, how y'all doing today? I hope y'all doing fine on this lovely sunshiny day. And I was just motivated to come out here and talk to all of you guys just a little bit. Sometimes I'm motivated from talking to people on the telephone or reading a Facebook post, and I want to make a comment, and I think that the comment might help somebody that I know or somebody that I don't even know. This subject has actually been on my heart a long time, and I think it's actually been approached by me before. But sometimes people just not ready to hear what I have to say yet. Even though I've said it on a previous video, just not in the same way. Because as a storyteller, y'all know, the story changes every time you tell it. Because you're influenced by what's happening around you. So, let me just say one thing. What's in the name? Well, I only waited for a second because y'all know I'm doing this live and people passing by and I'm passing by them because I'm walking in my neighborhood. But anyway, what's in the name? You know, lots of times a lot is in the name. It has a lot to do with your identity and how you see yourself. And sometimes you don't even know the effect it has on people. Just imagine as somebody who is a descendant of a former enslaved African that was captured from their homeland in West Africa and taken here to America in chains at the bottom of ships. I had a name that I was not proud of growing up. It was Sam. People used to talk to me like I was a boy when they called me Sam. They thought that stuff was funny, but I didn't think it was funny. Some people called me Pinocchio Nose because they was jealous that they had a pug nose. They didn't understand that we as human beings are supposed to be different. It's the way our Creator made us. And we should be proud whether we got a pug nose or a nose like mine. But since it's a divide and conquer world, especially when you're trying to get the cooperation of people that you enslaved, you have to make them think somehow that they're better than, because you took them in the house and you gave them better food, or you raped them and their kids came out a different complexion and somehow you might have treated them better, or even worse, because they could have become part of the quadroon society and been auctioned off to the highest bidder at puberty and been kept in a gilded cage of a house. You know, like human trafficking. So, it's a perception, y'all, of how someone else is treated. You think that maybe they think they better than you because they can trace their ancestry on maybe their mother's side or their father's side. Because just because somebody have an African last name doesn't mean that both of their parents came from the motherland directly on a plane for education, probably, purposes. They actually could have had a parent that family's been here for hundreds of years and they were born here. You just have to stop and think. And in fact, just ask them, man, sis, what happened? Where are you from? Where your people from, if you want to know. And they'll tell you. You don't have to be jealous of something somebody else have that you don't have, you know? Because you can get it. It's DNA testing now. And you can find out where your people from. You don't have to wonder anymore. You may not get the exact story you want to hear or the detailed story that somebody that has a name directly from the motherland has. But it will be part of your background, guys. One of my relatives, I will not say any names because I don't want nobody feeling self-conscious, but he was called African Booty Scratcher and told go back to Africa. And you'll think it would be by KKK or something. No, guys. It was from people that looked exactly like him. And in a town where people used to be hung for no freaking reason at all other than the color of their skin. You know? You know? People used to say it was a race riot. Well, it was a massacre, y'all. A massacre. So how could hurting people hurt people? I don't know. Maybe their relatives did not tell them their history because it's so painful. I don't know, guys. And all I can say is, I cannot speak for anyone other than myself. When I got married to my Nigerian husband, I was just so happy. I could get rid of that last name, Sam, you know. I was happy, y'all. And when I got divorced, I was darn sure keeping my last name because I knew the history behind it. Not all the detail of it because it wasn't my family. I thought my husband would tell his own kids and grandchildren his history because it's his history, not mine. But you cannot make anybody else do anything. And so, to this day, he hasn't yet. But they can now, as adults, catch a plane and go to Nigeria with me or without me. And they can find out from the people that's there exactly what happened and get all of the information that they ever want to need. Believe you me, there's plenty of people in Nigeria who will be happy to tell them their story. But anyway, they have a fabulous family history and everything. But just think about it, guys. Let me know, what's your name? Any nice stories that go with it? I'd like to hear. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you watching me from. Let me know if anybody did anything to hurt your feelings because of your name, no matter where your name come from. You know, it doesn't matter, whatever. It's just hurting people, hurt people, and they don't understand what they're doing at the time. And sometimes they do, and do it anyway. But anyway, guys, I keep my name SNwadiei because it is part of me. It is my adult, our adult, my ex-husband and I, their family name, our grandchildren's name, and it's going to be their children and their children's children last name. So it's no reason for me to change it. I'm so proud of all the African names I've accumulated over the years. Names given to me by others. I'm Sefo Henekua Mansa in Ghana. Sub-Chief, number 3, Asafo Company. with the Hebrew Israelites, I'm shmula, meaning taught by God. God listens. So see, that Sam followed me around, because that's just short. I mean, Sam is actually short for Samuel or Shmula. So I couldn't get rid of the name even though I tried. So anyway, guys, when I'm in Cameroon, the Sultan gave me the name Ngunguri, meaning big land. And what do I have now? In Gambia, I have big land, y'all. I have 3 plots of land. I didn't even know it was big until I went over there, because they told me the land was small. You know, say, oh, it's big enough to build a house, a small house. And then after I got there, I'm like, what? This is way bigger than I thought. So all I can say is I go there to prepare a place for you guys. My Patreons, though. If you're a regular YouTube subscriber, I can't prepare a place for everybody. 3 plots is not that big. So I'll meet y'all at Motu on Sundays. I'll meet y'all at Motu on Sundays. I'll go and meet anybody at Motu. But only my Patreons be able to come hang out with me on my 3 plots of land, y'all, and get to see my round house and all my other cool stuff that I know gonna be built over there. I'm not about building big fancy things, but I'm about bringing stuff back to the natural way of things, trying to simplify my life. Whew. I have a house here that used to be my parents' house, the parents that raised me, which was my mother and her husband, James Gill. I tried to stay away from this house a long time because it's my childhood home. My mother had such African retentions that she would be upset every time she see homeless people. She'll say, where's the people? That nobody should be homeless as long as they have living family relatives. So I'm doing my best, y'all, to honor her wishes. So whenever people talk to me about renting out houses or whatever, it's a no can do here, because it's already somebody here that's staying here, because it's a family compound house, no different than in the motherland. Sometimes people contribute to the economy of a compound house, and sometimes they don't. That's why you see they have poor relations that stay with them sometimes. People that they call the house boys or house girl or house help or whatever. Sometimes it's simply just a poor relation. Sometimes they're trying to help them, and sometimes the poor relation actually helps the people out where they stay, because it's a form of security, because it's safety in numbers. It's somebody there to help them with their child care. It's a whole lot of ways that people could be of mutual help. And then sometimes it's strangers that they call that. But either way it goes, y'all, when I go back to the Gambia, this house will still be here. People will still be living here. I'll still be taking care of this household here. So it's all good in the neighborhood. I'm almost done paying. Well, I am done paying my car though, child. Now I just gotta sell that car. And I'm visualizing being in the motherland, y'all. I am. And when I'm there, I know that Stephanie, Fali, Cora, and me gonna be shouting for joy. Because that's my name with the Cora family. And it simply means granddaughter of Cora. Only it's the oldest member that they can trace in their ancestry. Fali. So if they took me to our village, the village of Cora, this would be where Fali Cora lived when he was alive. So that's the great grandfather of all of us Coras. But y'all know, in my heart of hearts, it means granddaughter of Cora Sam, you know? Because that's all I wanted it to mean, granddaughter of Cora. Because that's who I know. That's who took me back. That's who motivated me to go back to the Gambia. Cora Sam. You know, so that's what that song is about at the beginning of my intro. Cora. Oh, Cora. It's Cora Sam. She never knew she was African. She said we was Indians, not Africans. And I said, what kind of Indians, mother? And she said, I don't know. Just Indians. Because she want to be anything other than African because of the brainwashing, y'all. Brainwashing is real. It's real. That's how you control people's minds, by making them hate themselves and not look for their history anymore. Because when somebody knows their history, truly knows their history, they want to go back to their roots and find out more. Because your DNA cries out to go back home to the motherland. This place is not an adopted home at all. Nobody adopts you by buying you. You know, if they do, it's illegal. It's not an adoptive home. It's the home of our captivity. It's the home of our captivity. It didn't matter if my ancestors built this place. It was under duress, y'all. Under duress. They would have gone back home if they knew where home was. In fact, some of my DNA matches up with people in Sierra Leone and Liberia right now. So apparently some of them probably did go back. I just haven't had a direct name connect for me to go and just say, my cousin meet me at the airport. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys research your name. If you have an African name, and if you don't have an African name, don't sweat it. No matter where you go in the motherland, they'll be happy to give you another one. You don't have to legally change it if you don't want to, but your spirit will soar when you say your African name. Your DNA, your group memory, it's there, y'all. It's there. I'm glad I'm me every day. SNwadiei. I'm glad. The name I would have named my daughter would have been SNwadiei, because I thought it meant she who brings joy to the family. Because I asked my then boyfriend, how do you say joy in his language? And he told me SNwadiei. Now I found out later that it's actually another pronunciation. But he was always into assimilation, y'all. So he was saying it the easiest way that he thought I could say it. So I just have to stick with the one that I know. But my granddaughter, she has that as her middle name. And you know who you are out there, girl. Your middle name is SNwadiei. I did give it to somebody else before, but she legally changed it, so it's not her name anymore. But my granddaughter that looks like me, that's her middle name, y'all. I wanted it to be her first name, but her dad decided different. So whatever. You can't make nobody do nothing. I didn't have a chance to name my own daughter because I didn't have a girl. And when I adopted one as a single parent, she was already too old to be trying to rename her. I let her keep her name. You know, it wouldn't have been right to be changing somebody's name who was already used to their name. Now, a baby, yeah, I would have changed it, but not nobody that's already school age. So just think about what's in a name and what it means to somebody when you say their name. Try to pronounce somebody's name properly if it's a name that you're not used to. It's just a matter of practice. You can record it on your phone or any other recording system and just play it back so you can practice how to pronounce somebody's name. And it's not a joke. Nobody's name's a joke, you know? So try not to think of somebody's name as a joke. Just like you don't crack no jokes about nobody's name you meet on the job or whatever. You don't need to be cracking no jokes about no brother or sister's name neither. Even if they mother and them made it up, so what? All names was made up at one time. And it's always about how something sounds because they didn't know the meanings, because unfortunate, during the Ma'afa, they forced us not to say names, not to use our language. That's why I be so encouraged when names like Cora still survive, because it's just related to Kunta Kinte. You know, the same type name that it can take you back home. Mine took me back home. Cora did. So do your research, do your research, do your research. Maybe somebody in your family has a name that you can research and go back to the motherland too. And if not, y'all, DNA can do it too. Yes, it can. Don't worry about somebody having your DNA. They've been having your DNA since you was born. You've been getting blood tests done and everything, unless people just kept you at home the whole time. And you never got anything done at the hospital or clinics. But anyway, guys, I just want y'all to know that I love you guys. And I love my name. I hope you love your name. To all of my family out there, my grandchildren, my children that share this last name, Nigerian. All of my family in Nigeria and everywhere else in the diaspora. I love y'all. Shout out to the SNwadiei family. SNwadiei for life. And after. I love all of you guys. All of you. And I dearly love all of y'all names, no matter what name it is. But just remember what's in the name. And if you do choose to change it to an African name, right on, right on. And if not, still, peace, peace, power to the people. And I'm out, y'all. Bye.